All right. Well, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to the latest episode of Bridge City. First of all, I have to make a big apology to all three of you who were were eagerly awaiting the last episode. After who did we even play 2 weeks ago, Sam? Was it MacArthur? Was it that game or I don't know.
So I don't know. It's all a blur.
It's
We, we
all a
lose we
blur.
lose them all. So
Yeah, it's actually I think we drew that game. But yeah, I accidentally deleted the files for the recording of the podcast, so that's my bad. So we have had at least one person on YouTube reach out to see if we're still alive, and we'll go through the YouTube comments later. But yes, we are still alive. Unlike Brisbane Roar's hopes for this season, um, mate. First of all, what's up? How you doing, Sam?
I'm good.
You good?
I'm only a few weeks away from having a second child, so it's all happening here. I'm getting hardly any sleep from my dog, so I'm getting some good practice. So she's deciding that she doesn't like her crate anymore, or there's noises or something. I don't really know, but she keeps waking up at like 1 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning. So very painful at the moment.
Good practice for when the baby comes along.
Yep.
We actually thought watching the game on Friday night that the baby might have been coming a bit early. So just
She ran straight from work to hospital, but luckily it was not just it wasn't anything horrible. It was just the fact that she is at that stage of pregnancy where just everything starts getting gross and disgusting. So
yeah, we won't go into it too much, but baby's not here yet. So Sam, I came round to your place on Friday night and we watched the game and suffered
ourselves through it.
suffered depression together.
Fuck, it was
Um,
bad.
yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore, mate. Like every week is the same. It's like the same. We go over the
Well,
same shit every week.
yeah, well the that game that we went to, the last home game that we went to, was probably the worst game that we've ever seen the Raw play. And I really don't feel like this one was much better.
Mm.
Um, it wasn't the fact that it was boring to watch or anything like that. It was just the fact that there was just no gelling whatsoever.
There's nothing.
Yeah, like it's they're all trying super hard, but not as one. They're all trying by themselves super hard.
There's
So
there's just an absolute lack of cohesion across the entire team. In every pre-match and post-match presser, Zadkovich talks about processes and plans and all this. And
did you watch the last presser? Because I didn't even watch the
I
last
watched,
presser.
yeah, I watched the last press conference, and I really wish that I had gone through and done the transcription of it
Oh, I'm sure.
because Simon Hill actually asked some tough questions of Ruben. The first time that we've heard someone ask the actual tough questions of him this year,
Yeah.
and he answered them like he does every other fucking question, non-answers, just like a worse than a politician, mate. Like,
Yeah, well, and I can completely understand at this stage him doing that because what else is he going to say? Like he's obviously not going to throw the towel in because he knows that he's got nothing, so he's just trying to make it sound like it's not his fault, sort of thing. So I understand where he's coming from with that now, but yeah, it just sucks that we can't kick him out and get a proper coach in.
yeah,
Um, and at the end of all this, like, what coach is going to want to come now? Like, that's
this
the
is the
problem.
yeah, this is the thing that we've been talking about a couple of times this season is like, as who as a player or a coach wants to come to this club now? Like, it's really really sad. I guess we've seen it coming for a few years now, and this is the culmination of the last decade of just gross incompetence from the
Yeah,
from the owners. Like it's really sad to watch. Look, there's talking about the game. There was a couple of moments that were very few and far between. I mean, once again, we started the game without a striker. And
yep,
actually, before we talk about that, I guess we should talk about the fact that an announcement was made during the week that a forward
Yep.
had been signed. Abubakar, I can't remember his first name. I should have written it down. Let me just have a look on transfer market, which I had open. Asuma Abubakar. I'm assuming that's,
Mm.
I'm not sure if it's Abubakar or Abubakar, however you say it. So apologies to him if we're mispronouncing it, but I believe he's Portuguese.
Oh,
And
really?
I think so.
Cool.
Don't quote me on that. Just looking at the nationalities on.
Probably surfs then, and that's why he's come to us.
Yeah, on transfer market, he's down as a dual national for Portugal and Ghana. Oh, Ghana,
Okay.
sorry. So he's Ghanaian, got Ghanaian and Portuguese uh,
Heritage.
background. He was signed from Grasshoppers in the
Yes, I
Swiss
saw
Super
that. Yeah.
League, who they're the club that Nestori Irankunda is currently on loan at from Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I'm not sure, like how involved he was in their squad. I'm going to assume very much on the outer because his stats aren't fantastic. But, he's here on his Aussie adventure until the end of the season. Another signed until the end of the season kind of deal. So that was the news before the game. And he obviously had a long haul flight during the week. Maybe has only done.
I was amazed that yeah, I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have been able to play a game of football after all that.
Well, I mean, we have to, in the A League, we have to start getting past this. Like players from Australia go overseas, get off the plane, and they're playing. Like Waddingham was in Portsmouth for however many hours, and he played for them. So, it's a professional league. Like if you're a professional player at that level, you should be ready. Like you should have
Yeah.
a day or two to get over any jet lag. Like the jet lag, the medical team, the staff should be managing that.
Yep.
They should have sleep protocols and all of these kind of things in place so that someone gets off the plane and they're ready to go to the training pitch, or the gym at least, and do some mobility
Yeah.
and stuff, like not straight into, I'm not silly, but
Yeah.
yeah, so he got his first minutes. We got a glimpse of him. We'll get to that in a sec, but just on that means, we started the game with Flo Berenguer as our false nine, one of
Yep.
the front five midfielders that we've been going
Yep, that
with.
way.
Um,
It's so
so
sad.
yeah, yeah. So we started the game without a striker once again. Obviously, Zadkovich maybe seen the error of his ways in Zimmerino because Zimmerino didn't start.
And he was on the bench,
He was on
and
the bench. So yeah. Well, do you want to take us through? Because I know that you noticed it straight away before me. You were obviously watching the game with a bit more intent than me, Sam. Do you want to talk us through that first goal? Just while I
yeah, definitely.
bring up the stats and just J O'Shea, what the fuck? Just take us
I
through it.
know. Well, it's a bit of both worlds. It's basically as soon as they get the ball to take it into the 18-yard box, um, Jay O'Shea's moving towards the ball, but I'm from memory, he must be looking at it, but he is the easiest player to get to the ball. Like all he had to do was move towards it. It was a shit pass, and he would have just intercepted. Like it was just a shit pass that no one was getting to, and then the attacker sort of went, "Oh, no one's going after it. I'll grab it." And from there on, it was just catch up. Like it drew Sam Klein across off a man, which then drew I think who was it? Bert Gilroy, I think it was, off his man. And then they just passed it out to that player, and the rest is history. But it
Yeah,
was insane how he did not move towards the ball. I don't know if the defender on his right was calling for it or calling out, and he's gotten confused. It
yeah.
was the oddest thing that I've ever seen from a player in the 18-yard box.
I just watched the highlights just before Sam,
Yeah.
and I watched that moment a couple of times, and it looks like he gets a call. It looks like someone calls him out of it.
Yeah, he just sort of goes, "Oh, it's yours."
But
It
for
it's
me,
it was that
like,
classic kill ball.
why would you like inside the 18-yard box? Why would you even listen to
Everyone,
someone
that's
telling you
it.
to
You go
get
for it.
away from it? Like go,
Yeah, Unless it's the goalkeeper saying it. No, I'm fucking clearing it.
No, I think it might have been Klein or one of the other players. Obviously, makes a shout or something, and you kind of see O'Shea look and stop.
Yeah.
And but like your instinct should be the ball's like because the Newcastle player was kind of reaching for it.
Well, he
So
was
I
he was coming
think,
towards it because he knew that it was out of his reach.
and it was Lockie Rose. Like he's one of the most dangerous players in
Yeah.
that squad. Like him inside the 18-yard box with the ball not quite under control, and it's within a yard or two of you. Like you go for it.
Yeah. And just shut down the space. Like it was such an odd thing.
Yeah,
It it's basically how we've been defending all year though. The standoff.
standoffish. Yeah,
Maybe it's something that they've been trained into, and he was just that's because when you've been training it all season, it becomes second nature. So he was just reacting to it exactly how he's been trained to. Like,
yeah, that's a good point.
could
Yeah.
be it. Which,
Just
if they
on
need a
that,
defensive coach, I'll be there in 5 years.
um, I mean, we started with another defensive line. So we had
Yep.
Gilroy on the right,
It was a
Riley
forced
Short.
one too.
What's that, mate? Sorry,
A forced one this time,
forced.
yeah.
Yeah, but still,
Yeah.
like it doesn't change the fact that it's another changed defensive
Yeah.
backline. So Gilroy on the right, Shaw on the in the middle with Billity, and then Zabala on the left, and his wonderful favourite position of left fullback, where he's
Poor
done
dude.
so well. The poor bugger. I can't really remember him having. Actually, that first goal was the Japanese player was on that left hand side, so we'll have to go
Yeah.
back and watch it. But can't
But
blame
I'm,
him.
I'm pretty sure he's already marking a man. And someone, I think it's Bert Gilroy, that
Brett
gets
Gilroy would
pulled.
have been on this side, like the
Yeah, he would have been on this side. Yeah, so it must be Zabala that gets pulled into the player that one of the defenders leaves
yeah,
because they're trying to make up for this fuck up, and yeah, and it just ends up being a free man out the back there, which was the right thing to do. Really, shut down the man that's standing in front of the goal. So he's done the right thing there, but just yeah, I didn't notice him for most of the game. I think it was like 15, 20 minutes in that I realized that he was actually out there. I was like, oh, okay.
yeah,
Like, yeah, because usually he's quite involved in the center of the field. So you get used to seeing him a lot. And yeah, it's kind of
yeah,
painful watching him and Klein sort of get lost
yeah,
at some points. And then, yeah, and then when the ball comes onto our right hand side, we were doing all right. But then it would go back over to that left hand side, and I even noticed at one stage our Yelich and that was switching because I feel like Yelich was sort of like, well, I'm not getting any fucking ball. I'm coming
yeah.
across.
He was going
Yeah.
looking for it. Yeah, we noticed that. Yeah. That even that second goal was, like the first goal was, we have to lay a fair bit of that blame at O'Shea's feet for not
Yep.
going for that ball when Lockie Rose had it, and then the second goal was a beautiful assist from Jay O'Shea,
Yeah. Poor thing. Yeah. Fuck.
trying to get back to make a defensive effort and just put it straight in the path of Eli Adams, who,
That
beautiful fit.
was that was very much so Arsenal luck. That was exactly what we call Arsenal luck.
Yeah, yeah. If people are new listeners and you didn't listen to us last season when we kind of explained a few of the idioms and sayings and stuff that Sam and I have had, like little in jokes that we've had for years. Back in the undefeated, whatever their era was called
The
under
Invincibles.
the
Yeah.
Invincibles under us and Wenger, we used to just notice that the ball would just fall for Arsenal all the time. Like it was
So
just,
many times.
and that's the hallmark of a good team. Like someone you make your own luck. But yeah, we used to call it Arsenal luck. So if you hear us talking about Arsenal luck and you've got grey in your hair, then you will know what we're talking about. Yeah, that was just back to that second goal that for Newcastle. That was another goal scored by an ex-Raw player against
Yep.
Brisbane.
I honestly, if I was a gambling person, I'd be putting money on whoever's played against us fucking scoring.
Yeah,
It
whoever's playing
happens so
Brisbane playing
much.
against us. Yeah, like,
And
and I
you
mean
even said it a few weeks back. You're like, oh, there's I forget who it was. Um,
Barello.
Barella. That's right. Yeah, Barella. You're like, oh, Barella's. realize playing against us, he'll score two.
Yep.
Fucking scores two.
And almost scored one from halfway that I
Yeah,
asked him
that's
to
true.
back in.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's another player that Brisbane I've let go, and I'm pretty sure he was let go under Warren Moon. And I was I was not a fan of that move. I thought at the time that Jelacic and Adams were two players that we should have held on to.
Oh God, yeah.
And Jelacic went to Perth and had a really good season and ended up
Yeah.
getting signed in Belgium. And Adams has taken a while. Like his ability has always been there. He's a really just a naturally lovely player to watch. The way he sort of glides across the field and really well balanced, and didn't really get a start at Melbourne Victory, and he's gone to Newcastle and he's scored maybe 4 or 5 goals this season, I think. So just another one of those players that we let go that we probably shouldn't have. I think we'd really do well with like him and Henry Hall together in the midfield at the moment.
Oh,
But
wouldn't it be great? Jesus.
I mean, Henry had a pretty quiet game too, by his standards.
It was a very tired, like non-cohesive game from everyone.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, you could see it from the back to the front. There'd be passes that were missing. There was players running into the opposite direction to where balls were going. It just, yeah, the whole game was the same. And I thought we sort of brought them down to our shitness at some parts.
Hmm.
And then they dug themselves back out of it and were able to sort of stabilize themselves again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did have a big lull in that game. And I think they sort of realized, oh, that's right, we're playing against the Roar, we can score goals. So
Yeah.
they went up to it. So that's two in a row for them too at home, I think.
I think that's three wins in a row for them. I think they beat
Yeah, but
Victory.
it's their first. So last week was their first win at home.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, this season, and now two in a row. So
two in a row. Yeah. So Newcastle are on the up. Perth are
yep.
kind of on the up as well. So we're another loss or two, and the spoon's ours.
Yeah, well, it was ours 11 weeks ago. So
Yeah, that's true.
um,
And I
it's
think
just
that's one of the things that I'm pretty sure that Simon Hill brings that up. I'm pretty sure he mentions that another loss or two, and it's going to be Brisbane's first ever wooden spoon, and then Zadkovich talks about fucking front third entries and whatever the hell it is that he talks about.
really.
I
Yeah,
don't
I'll
know.
have to listen to it after this because I'll do a little review on TikTok for anyone that is 13 or younger that listens to this.
Yeah, look,
It's such an easier platform for me to use. That's why I use it.
yes,
Easy to go live, easy to content, like easy to navigate. So I like it.
Sam's been jumping on TikTok and using that a little bit. So look us up on
Any
that.
pre-game stuff? I'll try and jump on pre-games. I'll be like on or tomorrow night. I'll go live from me playing in goals, so you can laugh at me.
Are you playing against Scotty McDonald or Tiato or anyone tomorrow?
Actually, it's the first game of the season, so it'll be about 16 hammies that get pulled, and it's been a longer off season too. This off season, so yeah, I think there'll be a lot of injured people. I'll be out of breath from goals somehow.
Standing in
I do
goal.
it. I do it every year. I turn up and I'm like, why am I breathing like this? Just kicking a ball. It's I've let in 3 goals. I shouldn't be paying.
I'll see how I'm going. If I don't go to the gym, I might even come along and I can probably hold the camera
Yeah,
and
well,
go.
it's a late one, so yeah. So
If anyone
you should
wants
be
to see who's on your team, just no one else that's listening is going to notice.
Ackerman. I think Ackerman might listen to the podcast.
Yeah, I think Chris might listen every now and then.
Yeah, I can't remember any of the boys that actually who listens out of it. I can't actually think.
Yeah, I'll see how I go. I might come down, and if I
Come
do, then
down.
I'll grab your camera. Okay, Sam, we're running out of time because
Yes,
we
yep.
had to use the
10 minutes left.
free version. So how much time we got left?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
So 9:51.
Okay, that's going to give us enough time to wrap up. We just have to talk about the fact that Abu Bakar, we got our first glimpse at him. Wasn't I mean, you can't go off 10 minutes or whatever, but he didn't look very good. And he honestly should have buried the fuck out of that chance that he
That
had.
one where he muffed it. Oh my
He muffed it,
god!
and then whether it was or wasn't a handball, you can argue that it was. It should have been a handball.
Technically no, but what happened earlier on in might have been the week before. That it was given as a penalty because the player wasn't planted on the ground, and
Mm.
that was the excuse given. But apparently, it changed this week. So
Yeah, I honestly think even if the ball, like if it hadn't hit his arm, the keeper had it covered anyway because
yeah,
it
yeah,
he,
because it was a shocker. It was
it was
a
a
shit shock.
mishit that came off the tip of his toe and it was just yeah. Anyway, so we ended the game with Nathan Amanatides and Abubakar up front together. We thought it was pretty funny because we had Mantidis and Abub
And a boob
and Abub
because
and
we're both 12.
but yeah, I mean that goal chance came from Amanatides having that shot that deflected off and then Abubakar missed it. So haven't really seen enough of Amanatides yet. I think though,
Yeah,
like what I have seen
he's
at him.
young, so we'll be able to mold him into pass it back to the goalkeeper. So
He'll
we'll
he'll
get
be
him there.
he'll be Zadkovich before we know it, facing backwards and wanting to pass the ball back to Freak at any opportunity. But from what I remember him at Sydney in his glimpses, like he's not too bad. I think he could be like a quality squad signing. I think he's probably on the balance of him the other night. Like he looks like he's a bit sharper and like a bit obviously better than Zimmerino. The poor bugger. Going to pick on him because he's not up. He's not up to scratch.
No,
Um,
I did
yeah.
notice actually just to butt in there as I was thinking about it. Marcus Fakranis, I did notice on Instagram
Mhm.
that I'll bring him back up. His latest post on there is busy and brizzy, and the third photo is him training, and I think it's the seventh photo is him in what appears to be Subway Socceroos. Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. Weird because he's already played for the US junior national team, but
yeah,
yeah, right.
I found that really weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Oh
don't
well.
know.
And yeah. So
He's not read my message, so
thanks,
stuff him.
thanks for bringing him up because yeah, once again we're on for Cronus Watch. No news about him whatsoever.
Yep.
6 minutes left, mate. So let me just run back to these YouTube comments that we've had
Yep. Go.
from a couple of the previous videos. Where have they all gone? That'd be right. Give me a sec. I'll just go
That's all right.
into the studio and
Game will be at the home game. I don't know if Dad will be, but we will be
on Saturday afternoon.
Saturday afternoon. So I'll do my best to be there at kickoff, but I'm working that day, so I'll be maybe like half an hour in or something, just because I have to find a place to park and jog.
Yeah, and we'll be one of the 40 people that are there.
Oh,
All right. Yeah, Daniel Han said, "Are you guys still alive? I've been eagerly anticipating your next podcast." So yes, Daniel, we are alive. Thank you for the comment. Um, Randall Stevens said Klein and Harrington look very promising. Great to have Hall back too. This was from a while ago. So thanks
it's
for that. Thanks for that, Randall.
only
Yes.
been 3 games since then, so it's all good.
Yeah. What else we got here? From Richard, Hoare and Klein have given us a much needed boost in energy and urgency that was so sorely lacking. Hopefully, the gaffer will send his team out with some freedom to play football instead of the sideways drivel we've been forced to endure. Can we achieve a good performance level over a full match? That was a month ago from Richard, and no, the answer
Gotten
is
worse,
no.
mate. Gotten worse.
Nicholas says, great pod as usual, guys. Agree that Markovsky would have been good to keep. I don't know why we didn't give him more game time last season. Appeared good when he came on late. Klein has to start every game from now on, or is
Yeah.
immense.
Everyone looked tired that last one, so I'm really hoping that they can have a good game because we do have some really good players in there at the moment that look like they give a shit. So, and
Mm.
they're trying to do something. It's just,
I mean,
man,
yeah, you look
defense
at this.
is the worst thing.
What's that? Sorry, mate. The defense.
Defense is our worst enemy at the moment,
Yeah.
and then next to that is not having a goal scorer.
Mm.
So trying to get Henry to score everything isn't going to happen.
No.
But yeah, and our like I continuously hate our substitutions. I
Oh,
just cannot stand them.
yeah.
But yeah, I'll we'll all be there. We're just we'll be bring your books, have a read while you're at the stadium, guys.
Who we play
And
Melbourne Victory?
Melbourne victory, so it'll be like 8-0. Um,
Oh man.
I'm gonna this week I'm gonna start up a Brisbane Broncos pod as well. So that'll just be just me just doing basically this with Brisbane Broncos. I'll probably run through other games as well if you're into the NRL. But yeah, it'll just be me doing that. It's not going to be as interesting as this because they'll probably be winning, so that'll be yucky.
Yeah, we'll see how I might jump on for an episode or two with you and
Yeah,
that, well, mate. All right. Well, look, we're going to run out of time, Sam. It's been another one of those weeks where same shit, Groundhog Day, and unfortunately, can't see it changing. All right. What's your prediction for the score on the week on the weekend?
seriously, if I was putting money on it, I'd be going 3+. So yeah, I'm calling like a 4 or a 5-1,
To
maybe.
victory? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I'll go with 3-0 to victory. I would like to think that that wouldn't be the case, but I think we have to be real.
Yeah. If we're going to win, we're going to win like 4-3 or 5-4 or something like that. Like that's the only way I can see us winning because
Yeah.
we will leak so many. Like we will leak more than 3 goals, I reckon.
Zabala hat trick.
Yeah. Pause. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. Get up front, mate. Tell him where you really. That's where your real position is.
All right. Well, let's leave it there, Sam. Apologies again to everyone for missing last week. That's my fault. And hopefully I don't do it again tonight. All right. We're going to get out of here. And yeah, thanks for listening. If you've been listening for a while now, you know that we post these on YouTube as well. So get along. We're almost up to 50 subscribers, which is awesome. Like to try and maybe hit 100 by the end of the season. We'll see how we go.
Yeah.
We have to start being a bit more clickbaity.
Yes, that's what I
uh,
might have to. Just transfer news and things like that. Yeah. Can't believe we signed this person and have a picture of Ronaldo looking at a TV of someone of a Boubacar.
uh,
Um, you got to
all
be
right.
clever.
We're running out of time, mate. We're waffling on again. So thanks everyone for listening. Go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Leave us some feedback. Leave us some comments, and we'll read them out. Any last words from you, Sam?
Nope. See everyone there that usually comes. I'm sure you'll be coming. So hope to see you guys there, and hope we can at least stem the flow.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Backery's out. Zadkovich out.
Peace.